What is up, everybody? How are we doing this fine day? So I want to first and foremost say, to anybody who's listening that might actually know me, like, have ever met me in person, worked with me, went to school with me, or anything like that, or is even my family that's watching, I do want to make my own, like, I've done it before, but I want to restate that I am truly sorry if I have ever hurt any of you. And if I have, please come to me directly, and I would be willing to have an actual conversation with you. As long as you guys can find it in your hearts to forgive me and be willing to accept my apology, But yeah, I am here, and I do apologize. Because if I wasn't truly sorry about what I may or may have not done to you, I wouldn't be on my YouTube channel today trying to teach people about mental health and the importance of just being kind to each other. Learn forgiveness, learn apologies, learn kindness. So anyway, I really just wanted to start this video out with that. Now, the main reason I am posting this video is I tried to do a live video on it the other day. It didn't go so well. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna, stick to my 15-minute increment videos. And with this topic being 3, 4, like 5 pages front to back, it's gonna be 2, maybe 3 videos in, and it's a very important topic. I know that it's very heartbreaking because some of you have gone through it, or you're going through it now yourselves, or you have lost a loved one due to it, and it's still hard to talk about because you're still grieving, or whatever the case may be. I get it. But this is also a topic that really needs to be talked about so that we can prevent it from happening again. To our loved ones, to our friends, to ourselves even. So yeah, basically this is going to be my... I did a video before on why people commit suicide, right? Or reasons why. Now, this time I'm doing a video on the fact of, does suicidal really make us crazy? Are we really the ones that need help? Or is it just simply because we actually care more than others? So, here's how it goes. Have you ever thought about suicide, even once? Had a loved one or someone you know talk to you about suicide? Or even had a loved one or someone you know actually commit suicide? Well, did you know that some of the roles and factors that play into depression? Yes, suicide usually comes from being depressed. So depression, suicidal thoughts, or even the act of suicide itself can include, but not limited to, notice, not limited to what I'm about to list off here, which is loss of a loved one or loved ones, financial issues, trauma, abuse, sexually, mentally, and physically, bullying, name-calling, not caring about your loved one's needs. This also includes mental needs or emotional needs, if you will, job loss, homelessness, all of this stuff here, and then some that I probably didn't think about as I was writing them down, can in turn make you feel like you have nothing left to live for, and therefore you've lost your hope or your faith. And then there is this. All of this stuff could happen to anyone. We are all human. And none of us are as invincible as some of us like to think we are. A lot of people are afraid to speak up because we don't want to be judged like most of you do to others. You don't put yourselves in other people's shoes, or you don't think it can happen to you. We are also afraid to speak up because in most cases, the people that are depressed or suicidal have suffered mental, physical, or sexual abuse. And we don't want our users, abusers, etc. to see it and risk the chance of causing any more trouble. No, it is time to stop being afraid. Start standing up for what is right. Don't like something, do something about it. We need to start spreading the word about how others do affect us. So other people, especially our future generations, our own kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, etc., so on and so forth, stepkids, all that, don't get put through the same things or worse, especially if we claim to love them and care about them. We need to let it end with us and start speaking up. Most parents usually want better for their own kids, right? Let's start working together as humans and speaking up for them, since we claim to love and care about them so much. Most of the time, based on my own experiences with therapy and institutions due to my depression, have taught me that people want to be loved, understood, valued, appreciated, heard, cared for, treated the way they treat other people, not overlooked, and worthy. You can't call us selfish for feeling the way we do and not wanting to end our lives, wanting to end our lives when you choose not to show us that you really care. Putting us in an institution and calling us crazy instead of seeing that mostly we choose to take our pain, hurt, and anger out on ourselves so we don't hurt the ones we love and care about. Because we believe in treating others the way we want to be treated. You guys choose to not appreciate us. You guys choose to overlook us and walk all over us because of our kindness and the fact that we choose not to say anything. You might say, well, if you do that, then you will hurt us. Really? I barely have anyone that talks to me just to see how I'm doing, or even show me that they are there for me. If I need a listening ear, I can guarantee you, most of you would not even realize I was gone if it did get to that point. Treat us better if that's the case. If you really think that we would hurt you because we decide to commit suicide because, then, maybe you should start treating us better. Otherwise, you use that line, you're just trying to manipulate it and make our feelings seem invalid, which in turn shows us you really don't care, because guess what? That's a form of mental emotional abuse. We stay to ourselves mostly. We keep our mouth shut, not because we want to allow you all to keep hurting us, using us, abusing, or taking advantage of us. But as stated before, because we don't want to say or do anything that might hurt you the same way we are hurting. Because obviously we know what it's like. And we love and care about you so much, we don't want to put you through the same thing, or worse. In turn, treating others the way we want to be treated. Anyway, sorry, I lost my spot for a second. So that gets overlooked and underappreciated so much. That shows us you don't value us like you should. So in turn, us keeping our mouth shut, not standing up for ourselves, allowing you guys to continue to walk all over us, hurt us, bully us, abuse us, neglect us, abandon us, etc., which leads us into deeper depression because we're keeping it all bottled up. Because Nobody's really showing us we care, so why should we speak up anyway? So it leads us into a deeper depression. There are ways around it though, which is hard and can and does lead to loneliness, which also causes depression and suicide. Not everybody can do it, but we cut those people out of our lives, no matter how much we might love or care about them, because we are choosing our peace and finally walking away from those that cause harm mentally and physically. Because we realize we don't matter to them like they do to us, which in a way is self-respect. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. So it helps to write, journal, poetry, songs, write songs, or yes, even talking or going to therapy or support groups. Just make sure they are real support groups and not ones that turn around and judge you for things on top of everything else. I have also learned to think of being alone as a positive thing. At least I am being hurt less and less chances of possibly hurting somebody else. If people, even family, won't respect your boundaries, then sadly, they don't really care. Quote by Dean Winchester of the TV show Supernatural: "Blood doesn't make you family. You have to earn it." Quote. Unfortunately, as much as we might love or care for someone, we have to do our best to let them go, or at least put them in the back of our minds and love and care for them from a distance. And still keep communication open for them to show them we are still here and not giving up on them for when and if they ever need to talk and are ready to make a change in their life. We've got to do it to at least respect ourselves more. Give ourselves the love, care, and respect that others just don't seem to have the capacity for, that we deserve, because we put up with enough abuse and neglect over the years. Learn to be supportive, understanding, comforting, compassionate, reassuring, loving, caring, etc. towards those you claim to love and care about. Remember, people wanting to be treated with respect and like a human being isn't childish. It's maturity. Especially for those you might know that might be suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts. If they opened up to talk to you about it, then they trusted you enough to do so and don't need you to institutionalize them or call them crazy for it. Instead of being negative and judging them, institutionalizing, or calling them crazy for it, listen to them. Be understanding, support them, talk to them, comfort them, and show them you care by showing them they are not alone. Maybe if people had common sense, open their eyes and see that we would rather take our hurt and pain out on ourselves than others like the rest of the world, they might just be understanding and realize it has nothing to do with the chemical imbalance that the doctors are calling it these days, but the simple fact that we really do care more than others. And maybe, just maybe, someday the world would stop looking at it as a mental illness. Well, here is a lesson. Everyone is put in your life for a reason. Well, here's a lesson for you. Maybe us suicidal, depressed people were put here to teach you compassion and selflessness. Makes sense, right? Please, work on yourselves. Please. You never know what other people are going through. We have already beat ourselves up enough because we are just trying to do the right things in the hateful, judgmental world that we live in, greedy and selfish. Cherish us more, judge us less, and hate on us less. We don't need the additional help on knocking us down. We do that enough to ourselves. With that being said, what's wrong with us now? Is it selfish crazy? Or is it because we actually do care? Because we won't be here anymore for you to walk all over. That's the only reason why you think it's selfish. So who's the selfish one now? Truth hurts, it hurts. Have a good day.